So this is me looking super attractive on a Sunday afternoon, as always, because I've really clearly taken a great interest in my appearance at the moment. Basically, I've just finished my third week in the chamber, and it's going okay. It is hard going, I can't lie about that. I think the thing that's sort of been going through my mind this week as I finish my third week is why every time you start a new treatment or have a new doctor or team that you work with, anything that's kind of new, there seems to be this reluctance to admit that their fantastic shiny treatment could do anything other than make you feel like doing naked cartwheels. And I find it really bizarre because I think anyone that has a long-term condition or has been affected by cancer and has spent any time having any kind of treatment tends to become a lot more aware of their body and has just kind of been around the block a few too many times to be told that actually all of the strange and unusual symptoms they're having since the start of treatment couldn't possibly be anything to do with their fantastic treatment, that it's pure coincidence. Now, coincidences, I imagine, do happen, but I think it's just that I suppose it just gets on my nerves a little bit because you'll say to one of the attending doctors, okay, I'm feeling this side effect, and they go, no, it can't be, it can't possibly be a side effect of treatment. And then, you mention to the staff that are actually giving you the treatment, they go, oh yeah, that happens all the time. And I find it really unnecessary. I don't know why I think it's just I don't understand the need to try and, I don't know, sometimes it feels like trying to pull wool over the eyes of a patient, and last time I checked we just weren't that stupid. So I especially find it really strange because these are side effects which I think will probably finish when the treatment finishes. So it's not really a big deal. But I think when, certainly for me as a patient, if I feel a side effect, I just want it checked out, to be told it's not serious, and then I can move on and I don't have to worry about it, don't have to bother about it at all. One of the things that has been affecting me quite a lot over the last 2 weeks is my lungs. So after initially being told that it couldn't possibly be anything to do with the wonderful treatment that I'm being given, I saw one of the doctors who said actually it is quite common for the oxygen to be a bit aggressive on the lungs, because that's, I suppose that's one of the first points of contact with the oxygen, so the lungs become quite saturated with oxygen, and there can be some mild damage, but also it can just be temporary stress on the lungs. So I've been feeling a bit sort of asthmatic, but also just quite a lot of chest pains really, which get worse at night, and that can be really difficult actually because it's quite painful, and obviously because I've got problems with my bowels, it means I'm limited in terms of the painkillers that I can take, in terms of, just making the symptoms easier. But it certainly gets better across the weekend, so I sort of think, well, that's likely to just, it's just going to go when I finish treatment, so that's okay. Even if I have to stick out the next 5 weeks in pain, that's just one of those things. I've also found that this last week I've had less stomach pains. Also, your ears just get so used to popping, actually. It's really incredible. Just week 3, a huge improvement. The shame of it was in the first couple of weeks when I was there, for some unknown reason, they were taking us down to pressure within 7 minutes, which actually was really great because you just have to pop a few times and bing, you're there. But apparently that's not. It's against guidelines, so now it's taking an agonising 13 minutes to get down there, and that's actually more difficult on the ears. Another thing that I think is definitely worth mentioning, and I'm going to just read something out to you here in terms of just sort of side effects, but it says People having repeated treatments with high pressure oxygen therapy can sometimes notice a feeling of increased fatigue. This effect is apparent later in the day after treatment in the morning and disappears by the following day. It is rarely, if ever, enough to interfere with normal daily activities. Well, I hate to break it to you there, but it does. And I just think that's that's got to be one of the best understatements I've come across. I mean, literally, by a Friday, by a Friday, the whole of the group of people who are going in the chamber with you, including you, are kind of silent. No one has the energy to speak anymore. You know, literally, I think I get to about a Wednesday, and I'm actually ready to beg for mercy for someone to just allow me to have a sleep. So if your daily activities are making a cup of tea and putting your feet up in front of the television, there'll be no problems there. You'll be sweet. Okay, but if your daily activities include getting on a tube train, going into central London, trying to work, trying to go about your daily working life, I'm not sure how that's possible. I'm really, really struggling. And actually, I've got to admit, there's a part of me that's really dreading going in there tomorrow, which is really babyish, because it's not the worst treatment in the world, but the fatigue is really, I find it's quite chronic, and clearly my fellow chamber buddies all feel the same way, actually, because they're all like half falling asleep whilst they're stood up practically by the end of the week. So it's not just me. And the people that I'm in the chamber with are really a mixed variety in terms of ages and in terms of conditions. But I'm going to end on a little positive note, because actually, the last couple of days, I think I may have felt a positive difference in my symptoms. No fireworks, no flashbang whiz, it's kind of nothing, I guess, for anyone else to particularly get excited about. And who knows, maybe I'm just being blindly optimistic and it's all in my head. But actually, I think some positive things are happening. So that's really, really encouraging, and I'm really pleased about that. So hopefully, we're going into the 4th week. It will be, more positive news, and and all the other side effects. I'm just going to have to wear it. But I guess as a patient, these days, I'm just not a very good patient, really. I don't like being told that it's in my head, or that I must be imagining things, or nobody else has had those symptoms, or and it's quite apparent that often when you mention side effects to doctors, irrespective of what treatment you're having, just watch and see if they write them down. That's very cynical of me, isn't it? But hey, if it's not written down, it's not real, is it? But yeah, the positive thing is that I think maybe, the treatment is having some sort of effect, which is fantastic, and I'm really pleased about. So I'm just going to be a good girl. I'm going to take my punishment, and I'm going to go in the chamber again next week and hopefully see if there's further improvements, and to see whether or not, hopefully my problems with my chest get better, and that there's not quite as much tiredness. But hey, who knows? I'll keep you posted. Thanks for hanging on in there, and see you next week. Bye.